Hello, 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 Scorpio. Ladies and gentlemen, Scorpio friends, this reading is for you, 2023. I've got with me a huge deck, huge oracle deck that's called the Lemurian Star Child Oracle. The Lemurian Star Child Oracle. I was a Lemurian Star Child, and this is why I have this deck. In one of the past life regression sessions I had in my life, for me, not for others, this came out. And so I thought, let me get a connection to that period. And here it is. And so the reading, I'll start with this oracle card. We'll look at it together. And then I'll tell you what I see coming for you. And then we'll look at the spread. Well, this is quite interesting. It's beyond circles. Beyond circles. Find and embrace yourself. New direction. Releasing old patterns. This is a huge ask of you, Scorpio. Going beyond circles, beyond cycles, beyond the cycle, beyond a normal cycle that you have, all right? And you know better than anyone else what that means for you, the cycle. Find and embrace yourself. Go in a new direction, releasing and release your old patterns. What am I saying for you? Look, Scorpio, 2023, you've come to the conclusion, yeah, I've been bad. I have really not been bad, but in that's just an expression. But I do the same things. I am always, I fall into the same pattern. And it's time for me to break that pattern. If I want to learn, if I want to grow, and if I want to truly fall into my spiritual purpose, this is about something we call unconditional love that is not always understood by many people, and never, it's not always necessarily experienced by so many people. And the best expression of unconditional love that I always give my clients is the feeling that generally, or I'm generalizing, the feeling of parents for a child, no matter what that child does, they are loved always. And of course this extends to others, and but this is an example. Scorpio, I see here that everything is fine in terms of your finances. Everything is fine in terms of your livelihood. We will get to see that more specifically, but let me put this off to the side and now take the deck that is the star of the show, this oracle deck, which is the Lenormand deck that I use every December for us to peek into the following year. And this is an oracle deck that was fashioned by, it is rumored, Madame Lenormand, and but of course the Germans also claimed propriety over this deck and have used different styles to fashion the deck. Let's take a look. I suggest you also view not only your sun sign, but your moon and your rising sign to get a clearer picture. There are 36 cards here, and a grand tableau would be 36 cards all laid out on the table. I use a cutout of a grand tableau, calling it a mini grand tableau, that I have created just for this purpose. And each of these cards that are being put on the table are, let's see if there you go, there she is. She can see it much better. Let's see. Each of them fall into a house. And I first will look at the different trimesters, 3-month periods of the year, and talk about that for you. And then we'll see the houses. Now, let me just check here. All right. Now, the first 3 months of the year, January, February, and March, I see you dealing with things that have emerged that have been long in coming. Okay, so it wasn't last year, it wasn't the year before, or it was, maybe shown to you, look, in the future you're going to have to deal with this. Something that has not cropped up. It is not necessarily negative. I see this as more of an inheritance type situation where family members or very close friends who have passed have left you something that you didn't want to deal with. You weren't mature enough, or you weren't ready, you were too busy, but that is going to come up in the first 3 months of the year, having to do with something new and having to do with money that is coming your way. Then the period, the second trimester, April, May, and June, I've got more of the same. It's sort of not more of the same in terms of dealing with it, but the consequences of what occurred in the year, in the first 3 months. And what I'm saying is, may seem obvious. Of course, it's a following, but here, this is the first time I'm seeing it for any zodiac sign, is that you find stability in the decision that you have made, or the decisions you have made. There's more stability and even greater surprises, if that's possible, in the sense that, for example, you go to the family house and you find in the attic certain things that open your mind, that bring you back memories, and you are again brought to when you were a child, positively and negatively. And you move toward that willingly, Scorpio. You move toward back home, back to me, because the home is me, It's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful journey. Even if you don't actually go there, it's a journey inward. It's beautiful to see for you, Scorpio. Then we've got the third trimester, July, August, and September, where there is this is where more issues that are important and create havoc for you, create difficulty. There's a certain anxiety around a key issue concerning your how to take the decisions that you have to take. You're sort of at a standstill here. All of a sudden you get stymied. That's the word I'm looking for, stymied, because you thought everything was going smoothly. I did my inward work. I'm moving out towards other people. Then all of a sudden something occurs and you realize that is not enough. You haven't done enough personal work. There's much more to be done. And it has to do with a male figure, whether you're a female or a male. And it also has to do with a female figure that you did not look kindly on. Let me explain and give you an example. It could be a mother figure who mistreated you, or you found out something about her after she had passed, or you have found out something about her now, even if she's alive. So there is sort of an awakening in this third trimester, July, August, and September. Then the fourth area of the spread, the last 3 months, October, November, and December, you start wisening up. I see that you want to protect yourself. I just can't, like a weather vane, turn with the wind. Every time something happens, I have to be emotionally distraught. No, you say to yourself, and you start sort of guarding yourself and putting up emotional boundaries concerning your love. Not your love in terms of another person, but your emotions tied to love. And what is extremely beautiful for me to see for you, Scorpio, is the last card, this sun, which shines much brighter than the tarot sun, the major arcana tarot. This sun is extremely positive. Towards the end of the year, you come to the realization that, yes, I can be truly loved for who I am, no matter what I have done, because you tend to be your greatest cheerleader and your greatest critic, and you really are hard on yourself. You tend to be. In this year, I'm talking about this year, let's go down to something else. Now, look, this was a really, really rip-roaring movement. The up and down and emotional. My God, what is going to happen? Oh, well, let's take the runes to see what they can add to this reading, Scorpio. Okay. We've got some nice things here. We've got some nice things. I can see them already. I can see them already. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee. All right, now. Look, I've got Anzus here. Anzus is a rune that talks about communication, oral communication, advice, wisdom. Okay, so there'll be consultancy, there'll be people who counsel you, even in the form of lawyers. It is, in terms of the other runes around you, I'm seeing this come and linked to a couple, in the sense of, it could be parents, it could be siblings and their cohorts and their companions. It's linked to two people that they will counsel you, and they will be the source of your issues, seeking counsel. Boy, I hope that made sense to you guys. It comes out after, when I take these runes in my hand or the reading, it just has to come out, and it comes out so quickly that sometimes doesn't make sense. All right, now, Hagalas, every time this rune comes out, I go, oh, shit. All right, it talks about limitations, and it talks about delays. And I'm seeing this in the first 6 months of the year, because the situation drags on. And even in the third trimester, the goes into up until September, where issues are still very much alive. They're not settled, so prepare for that. I've got here Fehu, which is Merkstave. Merkstave means upside down, and Fehu usually talks about financial gain, and fulfillment. Well, in this position, we're talking of a very rocky road, just like the I think it's the ice cream rocky road. Maybe that is. I'm not sure. Maybe it's something from my childhood. But Fehu in this position talks of yes, there is gain, but it with a sort of a bitter taste in your mouth when all is said and done. And as we mentioned a couple, this is Manats. Manats means mankind. It's a lovely rune, interdependence. And you receive things, you get things. This talks of a time to make new plans. And it fits perfectly in this spread, but the time to make new plans seems to you, I'm saying, Scorpio, it seems to you to be way in the end of the year, because you don't have a general picture. You don't have the entire picture of what that is presented to you. There's just always seeming to be a link in the chain that's missing. It will come. Then we have here the nameless, faceless rune, which is called Weird. And this is always something that's undisclosed, and it talks about emotions as well. I'm seeing this and reading this as something that will be coming. Again, you have to wait for the last trimester, but it is a fated incident, a fated thing, something that is yours, okay? Because, and it's linked to the family, actually. Then we have Lagus, and this has to do with intuitive knowledge. Your female side, if you're a male, and the feminine side to you, nonetheless, if you're a female. And it talks about success in learning. What does that mean for you, Scorpio? It means that when all is said and done, by the end of this very rocky road, with all such emotions up, down, in, out, going, really think, oh my God, when is it going to end? There's a learning process. There's a spiritual learning process. And remember, we talked in the beginning of going beyond cycles. That is a break in a pattern, and you go in a new direction and you release old patterns. Love the way these runes, the cards, are interacting with each other and talking to you. Beautiful, beautiful. It's the first time it has come out, Scorpio. Yera is a karmic rune, and karmic in the sense of you are receiving rewards because karmically they are tied to you. Again, it has to do with the family, and if it's karmically tied to you in some way, it comes from family, extended family, souls that have crossed your past and past lives. There's justice and legalities, of course. It has to do with things that are going to be changed, created, put on hold, decided once and for all. And I have to say, Scorpio, after you hear this and while you're still with me, there is a lot to be said in terms of change. When change comes about, and it comes about so viciously, so surprisingly, typically something, you go to the attic and you find something, oh my God, that was the answer to a puzzle that has plagued me in my life, something like that. When things, and you're alone when you find it, and you think, who am I going to tell? What does this mean for me? How could I get over this? Okay? These are incidents, Scorpio, that occur for a reason. And what's interesting for you, Scorpio, is that usually when we put things off, when we put change off, when we cover our eyes and we don't want to see things, the universe has a way of throwing us a curved ball. I use that metaphor, and we get a tower situation. I don't see a tower here. I don't see any kind of a tower situation whereby your life is completely overturned. No, I see a process of reawakening, of emotional change that may be difficult at times, but it is a learning process. Remember, there is an extremely important learning process in the year 2023. And I'm so happy to see this for you, Scorpio. I truly think this will have you come into your own. You're going to learn so much about yourself. And not only about yourself, you're going to learn about how the interactions in your life, romantic interactions, familiar interactions, friends, how you interacted with other friends, have caused you to have the life that you have. And now you're seeing a pattern that it can be broken, and give you the key to change and get really to wherever you want and go wherever you want. Bravo. Bye-bye, Scorpio. Namaste. Have a great holiday season and a happy new year.